Hello, everybody. Welcome to round 3 of Apex Racing Season 4 around the streets of Azerbaijan in Baku in Azerbaijan. We should have 18 people today, I think. So that could mean a lot of safety cars around this track, but hopefully not. And we could have a fair different race winner. Last race. Gio took the win after the last lap incident between Jamaican Jam and Ryan Hurren, which did result in Ryan Hurren getting a 10-second time penalty, which did drop him all the way, not 10 seconds, got him a 5-second time penalty, which dropped him from P2 down to P6. That promoted Echo to P2 and Patrick onto the podium for the first time this season. This also means that Gio is leading the championship. Jamaican Jam, after that incident, ended up P4. Today, Tommy P5, Yara got P7, Jeffrey Nasty got P8, STMKO got P9, and G-Force got P10. Crossfrog, the only classified driver to finish outside of the points. Alfie, Jack, Matt, and Vincent all DNF from the race, with Vincent not even completing one lap. The driver's standings. So after that race win for Gio, it promotes him to P1 in the standings for the first time in his Apex career. Brian Hurren has dropped to P2 after his incident. Without that incident, maybe he could have continued at leading the championship, and he'll be hoping to get back the championship lead after tonight's race. Jamaican Jam is P3 on 24 points today. Tommy P5. At P4, sorry, on 20 points, and Jack Brassington and Phil Dewhurst on the same amount of points with 18. Patrick Blogg, Kelly Canal, Yarrow, and Alfie round out the top 10 of the standings. Alfie has a qualifying ban for tonight, so he'll be hoping that maybe some luck's on his side during the race. Okay, constructors standings. McLaren lead the way by 11 points to Kick Sauber. Kick Sauber are second, 5 points ahead of Vita Cash RB, and then we have P4 Ferrari ahead of Williams on countback. Haas are 6th on 18 points, Mercedes 7th on 17 points, Alpine 8th on 8 points, Red Bull 9th on 8 points as well, and last place is Aston Martin. So even with Alfie P10 in the standings, they cannot be any higher than 10th. Sorry, I'm trying to sort out lobbies at the same time. The driver lineup for this season, there has been a couple of changes, which means Gio and Vincent are still in the McLaren together. Taylor and G-Force in the Ferrari. Red Bull have Steve, MKO, and Rocker. Mercedes, Patrick Blogg and Initiate. Aston Martin, Alfie and Touge Starry. Alpine, Cali Canal and Watt. The Haas of Jack Brassington and Matt James. Racing Bulls, Jeffrey Nasty and Jamaican Jam. Williams of Today, Tommy and I Shadowy. And the Kick Sauber of Ryan Hurren and Crossfrog, Josh. The lineups for this race, however, Gio is on his own in the McLaren, with Taylor and G-Force are in the Ferrari together. Josh Richards comes in alongside CMKO in the Red Bull. Patrick Blogg and Initiate in the Mercedes. Alfie and Tushnari in the Aston Martin. Stan comes in alongside Cali Canal in the Alpine. Matt James on his own in the Haas. Jeff Nasty and Jamaican Jam are together in the Racing Bulls. Today, Tommy is on his own in the Williams. And Ryan Hurren and Crossford Josh are together in the Sauber. So, it is qualifying time, and he has disqualified himself, which he did because of his qualifying ban. The first driver, I think, to be across the line is Crossfrog Josh. Let's, if anyone is in chat and able to tell me if the audio is okay, that would be great. Because I have a feeling you currently can't hear it. So let me just fix that. Hold up. If I can fix it. Can you hear it now? If I go on board, can you hear it? You can, but it's quiet for you. Right. Let's do this. Then give me a second, guys, as I will just turn down my volume mixer. It is loading. Sorry, you are currently not seeing the first lap of this session. For some reason, can't find it. Just give me a second. Sound. Volume mixer. F1. Turn that down to like 60. We'll see how that is. I think that only does it for me. That's better. Okay, Cross Frog is going to be the first one across the line. We will catch him for the point where we caught up with him to start his lap. Coming down the back straight, the longest straight in Formula 1. Can he set a good lap time to put him close to the top 10? Frostfrog goes first, obviously. He's the first one to the lap of 141. So Tommy comes across the line with 40.6, only 4 times quicker for the Williams driver. Stan is coming across the line to start his first lap of the season in Apex Racing. Same with BPM hits, initiate, is the other McLaren. Starry goes first by 6 tenths with 140 flat. Next up is the Haas of Matt James. And he's going to cross the line and go fourth with 43.3. Jeffrey Nasty next up, and he goes fourth now with 41, 2 tenths behind Cross Frog. Josh Richards is in the lobby. I have a feeling he's starting from the back of the grid, so that will not be him. It will be Steve MKO coming across the line with 41.1. The Alpine behind starting his lap, as well as the Mercedes. The Sauber is next up with Ryan Hurren, and I feel like the Red Bulls just impeded someone. We'll never know. But we won't know. We won't know until the end of this session. Ryan Hurren to the line. Can he go first? Yes, he can by 8 tenths of a second. A 1:39.2 for the Kick Sauber driver. What can Taylor Dewhurst do as he comes to the line? Can he put his car in a reasonable position? He's on P2. Next up, VCAB of Jamaican Jam, fighting for the win last week and goes P4 with a 140.4. 1.2 seconds behind his rival, Ryan Hurren, from last week. We'll see if they get involved in any incidents today. Crossfrog is coming to start another lap. He did a cooldown lap and is now going to go again on the same set of tyres he was on before. Cali Canal, I think, is the next cross line. No, I was mistaken. It is the Alpine of Stan. And he's going to go to 9th for 141.3. The Aston Martin of Tushtari is going to come into the pit lane, which means the Red Bull of Steve MKO, I don't think is on the lap, and so it's not him. It will be Jeffrey Nasty who's going to come into the pit lane. Currently 5 drivers who are yet to set a lap in this session, but 3 of them are on out laps, 2 of them are on flying laps. So let's go on board with Cali Canal, who has invalidated his lap time. So what will Initiate do? So he comes across the line, he's going to go P2, closest competitor to Ryan Hurren, but by still 6 tenths of a second. We'll see if he can improve any further. Crossfrog has binned it in the castle section. He wants to be Charles Leclerc so bad, but unfortunately he's still in the qualifying session, or fortunately for him. He has no wing though. BPA is on an out lap. Ferrari is starting his lap as well. Taylor Dewhurst is coming into the pit lane. I don't know who else. Gio is coming to start his lap as he comes down the final straight, and that sun is glaring on the McLaren. Chrome livery. Gio, and the championship leader, starts his flying lap. We can't go on board with him, so let's go on board with him. Through 10-2, doesn't use the curb at all, but great exit. Now we'll bend the battery down the back straight into 10-3. Back at the 100-meter board. Once he gets as close to that left-hand wall as possible, the curb did bounce a bit there. And then through the right-hander, using the curb, touching the wall and exit. That will hinder his lap a tiny bit. Let's get as close to this wall to get swooping right, but full throttle it down into the double right-hander, which you can cut quite a bit. It's not a double right-hander, or is it? I don't know if that's 2 corners or not. Now through the castle section, some of the trickiest corners in Formula 1, and he almost did that perfectly. He did go wide on the right-hand section, and now we'll burn his battery. The Aston Martin's going to pull out the way on the left-hand side. Into the left-hander, hit that curb. Do not want to hit the wall though. It was a good run through there. One more braking zone corner to go before he's going to race it down the main straight. Full throttle. It's not a bad lap. I wouldn't be surprised if this puts him in the top 4 here. I think this could put him P2 as well. We'll see. To the line. It will put him P2. We're 1:39.4, 2:10 behind Ryan Hurren. Can anyone fight the Sauber driver? Get closer to the Sauber driver. Some other people did set laps, but BPA is setting a lap and now stopped letting other drivers through. Holly Canal is starting his flying lap. Josh Richards, the only one that will probably not set a lap, as I believe he is starting from the pit lane, as I said earlier. Crossfrog and Ryan Horan are both on our laps respectively. And the VCAB driver, who is also on our lap, is getting a tow but will be hindered through the corners. I don't know if he knows the Sauber's on a lap. This could end. He's going to get a lot of dirty air, this VCAB, this racing bull. Williams of Tommy is coming to the end of set 2, 4/10 up on his lap time. That will only put him P6, so we need an extra 2/10 in his final sector to put him any higher. However, with them 2/10, he could go as high as P4 here. Down the main straight, open to DRS. Bends all of the ERS to the line. He's going to go P5, 1:39.9, 6 1,000ths of a second off of Taylor. Dewhurst, the Red Bull, is next up. No, it's not. Or is it the Red Bull? No, it's not the Red Bull. It's the car, Racing Bull of Jamaican Jam, and he's starting his flying lap. The Aston Martin is next up, and he's going to go P2, 1:39.3, and overtake Gio. It's getting closer and closer. Ryan's going to have to improve his lap time, I think, here, and he is up by a bit. So Ferrari to the line of the G-Force, and he's going to pit instead. So let's go back on board with the current pole sitter on provisional pole right now. Ryan Hurren, can he extend his lead at the top of the timing sheets? He's going to open the DRS, burn the ERS. With 6 minutes remaining in the session, he's to the line, and he's going to improve by 3.5 of a second to go. Even further ahead with 1:38.8. The MKO improves by 2/10, and he's going to go P11 with a 1:41 flat. Improves by goes ahead of Crossfrog. Tommy Uploads is not on a lap. DMKO is on a lap, but he is not the Racing Bull, and I keep on getting mixed up between the Red Bull and the Racing Bull. They look very, very similar on the minimap. Jamaican Jam to the line. He's going to improve by 4/10 of a second. Go P7, 140 flat. He is not showing the pace he had last week. And he's done the exact same lap as Crossrock, who's just come across the line and done the exact same lap. But Jamaican Jam is ahead because he did the lap earlier. Only by a bit. Only by a couple of seconds earlier, but earlier is earlier. The Haas of Matt James is on an outlap and ahead of Ryan Horan on track right now. Going to make sure they don't get in the way of Josh Richards is on outlap. He's on Interzone, so this will be to apply his setup, make sure his gear's working, but also maybe to see where he can go on the intermediates. As Matt James has disconnected, he will be able to join back though, which is good for him. Let's go on board with Steve MKO. He is 4 seconds down. Never mind, he is not on lap. 4 minutes and 25 seconds remain in the session. So most people will be coming back into the pit lane. This guy isn't though. Initiate is starting. Probably what would be his final lap unless he boxes at the end of this lap. Just because there won't be enough time to get back into the pit lane once he does box. The Ferrari of G-Force has also come out of the pit lane. That's the wrong car, that's Josh Richards. G-Force is going to start his next flying lap. The Red Bull behind with Josh Richards. Oh no, he's in the other corner. Racing Bull's going to enter the pit lane. And so will the Sauber. So Initiate will go on board with, who is currently P4. And he's up by 5/10 of a second. That would currently put him P2 on the road. He could be in a fight for pole position here. He could be in the fight for the race win as well, using all the exit there. Make sure not to go over the white line, otherwise you could invalidate your lap time. To the end of sector 2, how much will he be up? Will he be up enough for pole? He's up. He's lost a bit of time in the middle sector. He's only 4/10 up there, and he's hit the wall. So surely he would have bought this lap, knowing he has more time in it. Put on a fresh set and go again. But with 2 minutes 50 remaining, will he have enough time? I think he's just going to do a cool down lap. So he has put enough fuel in to be able to cool down and go again. All the drivers coming out to start their flying laps. Josh Richards on the intermediates. G-Force is down this time by 2/10. Can he gain that 2/10 back to go ahead of Matt James in the final sector? We need a 2/10 improvement, so we need to gain 4/10 overall in the final sector. To the line, will he improve? He's run out of VRS or he's gone into harvest. He is going to improve by 7/10 to go ahead of Matt James. What will Josh Richards do on the intermediate tyres? This will be a good one to watch. Jamaican Jam still in the pit lane. Actually, he's just come out, so every driver is now out on track except from the Aston Martin of Yeet, who has disqualified himself due to his qualifying ban. To the line, and Josh Richards goes P14 on a set of intermediate tyres. He goes ahead of G-Force and ahead of Matt James. I mean, he's practically starting at the back. He might disqualify himself though. The best actual driver on actual tyres is going to be Steve MKO. He's got a bit of a train behind him. He's going to be the first driver to start their final laps of qualifying. The fight for pole is on, and it looks like it will be between Ryan Horan and Initiate, or Ryan Horan and Trustari, or Ryan Horan and Gio. There's a lot of people in the fight here. It might actually be Initiate on a lap right now. No, he's coming to the pit lane, so let's go back on board with CMKO. We'll go on board with him for this final lap, and I've just pressed the wrong thing again. Let's see. Of the ERS, use the ERS. Down the back straight. Through the left-hander. Initiate has retained in the pit lane because he knows he will not get out on track with only 1 minute remaining in the session. To the end of sector 1, he is up by 10 thousandths of a second. That will not be enough to get in positions. He needs to gain 4 attempts if he wants to gain any positions in this qualifying session. Using all the curve there, but does get a bit of a slide on exit, which will lose him a bit of time. Not the best run through the castle section. Could gain a bit more there. Using the ERS through the left. Kinks. And into the head braking zone. Downhill left. Not the back straight. Not the back straight, sorry. End of sector 2. 2 attempts up. On the main straight now. What will CMKO do? A stunning roar. Josh Richards. G-Force didn't make the line. Neither did True Starry. So True Starry is out the fight for pole. He's going to start as high as P2 here. CMKO to the line. Improved by 1.5 tenths. What about Jeffrey Nasty? Improves by a bit, but remains P11. Next up is the Williams of Tommy Uploads. He's going to go P6, 39.9. Not many improvements happening here. What about Matt James to the line? He's not going to improve. The Salvers next up of Crossfrog. He's going to go P8 and don't improve. Who was that? I don't know who that was. BPA gone P5 with 39.8. Brian Hurren improves yet again with 138.7. Taylor is not on a lap. Cali Canal improves by 8 tenths and goes P4. What about Gio? Can Gio improve? He can, but doesn't improve his position. It's 50 thousandths off of True Starry. And Jamaican Jam goes P8, I think. And that is qualifying over. Ryan Horan is on pole. Let me just go get a bottle of water real quick because my throat is hurting. I'll give you the rundown in a minute. Right, I'm back. And I've probably got like 20 seconds. Oh, I've not got that. Ryan Horan's on pole, True Starry P2, Gio P3, the championship leader, Kelly Canals P4, Initiate P5, Jamaican Jam P6, BPO P7, Echo P9, 8, just Tommy Upload P9, and that's all I got to. I tried. I need to slaughter the bloody hell. That qualifying was intense. Let's have a look at what's happening. Gio bombed it in a wall. Here we go, qualifying. So Tommy Uploads, P9, Crossfrog P10, P11 for Jeffrey Nasty, P12 for CMQ, P13 Stanley Raw, 14 Josh Richards, P15 G-Claudes, P16 Matt James, and P17 Yeet, who had a qualifying ban. We'll start any time now. My voice is low. Is that better? As oh no, never mind. That was me being stupid. Let me listen to myself. Right, I'm not quiet. 5 red lights for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and it's lights out, and away we go. Ryan Hurren leads away ahead of True Starry. Gio, we're running outside. Bit of contact. Gio up into P2. True Starry drops down to P3. Cali Canal up to P4. Initiate P5. Clean start. Not that bad. No DNFs so far. BPS dropped down to P6. Ryan leads the way. BPA down the inside of Initiate. Stays ahead, or gets ahead of his teammates. Jamaican Jam down the inside. Oh, that's Josh Richards. Josh Richards is up into P8 here, and he's ahead of Gio. What's happened to Jeffy Nasty? He's in the wall. Matt James, P16. I think he's disconnected again. Josh Richards, P8, right on the back of Jamaican Jam, who is P7. Two tenths behind. Will he go for it into this corner? Jamaican Jam, to make contact. Josh Richards down the inside of Initiate, and Initiate's down into P8. Josh Richards, P7. Bit of a slide there, and he's going to get Jamaican Jam be up into P6, which means he would have gained 8 positions on the opening lap of the race if he gets past Jamaican Jam before the line, which he does. Tommy Initiates in the pit lane, so he might have a bit of wing damage there. And it was not a good start for him. Josh Richards down the inside of Jamaican Jam. They're still side by side. And Taylor Dewhurst is going to go for it as well. Down the inside into 10-3. He's going to back out of that one. Ryan Perrin still leading the way by 4/10 of a second to the McLaren of Gio to Starry P3. Kyle Canals remained in P4. Josh Richards getting the 8 positions up into P6, and he will be looking to carve his way through to the front of the field. There we go. Let's have a look at the tyres. A bit of a mix here. Mediums for the top 3 currently. Kelly Canals on the hards. BP and Josh Richards on the mediums. Jamaican Jam on the hards, as he is under attack from Taylor Dewhurst, who is on the mediums, as well as Crossfrog. Yeats on the hards. Tommy Uploads on the mediums. Stan at G-Force, Matt James and CMK on the hards. Initiate now on the mediums, and Jeffrey now on the soft compound tyres. Gio 7/10ths back. Let's go on board with them. With the RS Open, will he go for it in 10-1? No, he won't. Kelly Canal P4. Josh Richards looking to get past BPA soon. Tommy Uploads overtaking actually into some pit lane. And Jamaican Jam almost ending the wall there, which means Crossfrog can get past and also try a minute move down the inside of Taylor. The Aston Martin of Yee also trying to get involved, but he needs to make sure he doesn't get involved in any instance, otherwise he could be at risk of getting a race ban. And Echo is going to stay behind Crossfrog into 10-3. Crossfrog hitting the wall. Just trying to get a bit more downforce, you know, the Ferrari strat. Through Starry, 2.5 seconds behind. He's forming a train here. And Gio is 1.5 seconds behind Ryan, so Ryan can start running away with it here. And I think the strategy around this track is a 2-stop. So it'll be a good, interesting to see when the first pit stops will be out. I'm expecting they'll be around lap 9 or 10 maybe? No, maybe like 7 or 8. As we have CMKO in the barrier. I think the Red Bull driver might have damage. Josh Richards has got ahead of BPA. Will he also now get ahead of the Alpinos, Crossfrog and Jamaican Jam? Jamaican Jam's overtaken the Stab driver, and so did Taylor, because Taylor was behind Crossfrog, and now the Aston Martin will be looking to go for it of Yeet. But Josh Richards 3/10ths back. Kelly Canal 5/10ths back behind the Aston Martin. Don't forget Kelly Canal is on the hards. He's going to stay behind, and Josh will get a bit annoyed here, and he'll want to try and get the move done on the Alpine driver. Yeet is making an overtake down the inside of the Sauber. Doing it cleanly. He's going to stay down the inside. Oh, and he's hit the wall. He's kept it going straight though, but will be overtaken by Stan, who is up into P10 of this race. And I will get these tyres off now, as it could be distracted. Right now we're in 1.7 seconds ahead of Gio in the lead of this race. Kelly Canal, 2 tenths back. Josh Richards looks like he's going to try and stick his nose in somewhere. 2 tenths back from the Alpine driver. He'll be wanting this race win, as Yeet and Stan going side by side, and Yeet stays ahead of the Alpine, the other Alpine. And Gio has worked his way back into the DRS. He's getting 8 tenths on this lap. But maybe he's used his battery and Ryan has saved. The gap's growing to 2 starry though. And that's all that will matter for the McLaren, because he will probably remain in the lead of this race, of the championship, if he gets P2. Maybe he won't actually on count back. Who knows? Josh Richards is here to save that the championship party though. He's currently in P5. 1 tenth back, he's going to go for it on the Alpine, and he might also try and go for it on the Aston Martin at the same time. He'll be wanting this double overtake quite a lot. 2 starry P3. He's not close enough, but Josh Richards will go down the inside of the Alpine driver. And also, locks up. Keeps it down the inside though. Opens the DRS. The Alpine's in a bit of a wall there, but still keeps the run. Josh Richards 3 tenths back. And he's going to stay behind the Aston Martin. It's a good overtake. He's making ground, but 2 star is now 3.5 seconds behind of the front 2. Reckon Jam 5 tenths back from Taylor Dewhurst. Crossrock has overtaken Stan at some point as well, and Matt James is in the barrier. Josh Richards has got past 2 starry before the castle section, and maybe he can pull the DRS before the end of this. Before the end of this lap, but it doesn't matter because there's a safety car. Tom has crashed at 10.3. Tom is out with this race. And it'll be interesting to see who picks and onto what tyre. And see, so it's a safety car now. Are the audio levels fine? Because it's good to know now, so you don't have to do the rest of the race listening to me being quiet. Make sure your phone's turned up, or whatever you're watching on's turned up, before you like to say about my audio, because on my mixer it looks fine. Will Ryan Hurren pit? Ryan Hurren is pitting. Gio's pitting. Josh Richards is pitting. Drew Starry pitting. I think everyone will pit, to be honest. And I think they'll go hard from here. Jamaican Jam won't pit though. Jamaican Jam will stay out. And he's going to be leading this race. Yeet pits from the hard compound. G4 stays out as well. Stan stays out. Oh no, Stan does stay out. Stan's in P4 here. So Ryan's only lost 1 position. Gio's only lost 1 position. Josh has lost 1 position. But this will help Josh catch back up to the front 2. And he'll be hoping to get past Stan as soon as possible. So it's hards for basically everyone except for Yeet and Steve NKO. G-Force is on 5 lap old hards. Stan's on 5 lap old hards. And Jamaican Jam is on 5 lap old hards as well. Matt James in the pit lane also for hards. And this will just help the grid group up. And I think it might be in next lap if they catch up in time. Sorry if you can hear that. Noise suppression is not that good this week. I don't know why. But I'll try and fix it for the next race. Jamaican Jam will be leading the pack. He did start on 5-lap old hards. I said I'm sorry for the suppression. If you can hear me like my water. I don't know, it's broken this week, so I'll try and fix it for the next race. It was fine in the first race of the season, I don't know what's happened. BPA has got a penalty, let's see what the penalty is. It's 10 seconds, so I'm going to guess it was for speeding the pit lane. We can actually take a look at what it was for. Initiate has a warning for exceeding track limits. Jeffrey Nasty has one for exceeding track limits. Tommy Upland has one for exceeding track limits. Gio has one, but Gio's still here. Tommy has DNF'd. And BPA got one for a severe collision with G-Force, actually. And he will not be able to get that removed. He probably will be pitting again. He will most definitely be pitting again. Let's have a look at the position changes from this race. Jamaican Jam getting 5 positions, but has not pit yet. Ryan Hurren, P2, has lost 1 position, but that's because Jamaican Jam hasn't pit. Jones from mid P3. Stan getting in 9 positions, hasn't pit yet. Josh Richards getting in 9 positions, started P14 after doing his lap on the intermediates. Hadley Canal has lost 2 positions and down to P6. G-Force again 8 positions, up to P7. BP has lost 1. Taylor's lost 1. Through Starry's lost 8. Alfie's gained 6, up into P11, 1 position off of the points. Crossrog 12, lost 2 positions. Initiate has lost 8 positions. Matt James has gained 2. Jeffrey Nassie's lost 4, and Steve MKO has lost 4. So the safety car could be in at the end of this lap if this Red Bull catches up. I think it might be in at the end of this lap because the Red Bull looks like he's catching, and it is in at the end of this lap, so that's good. Safety car is in. Jamaican Jam leading the field. Ryan Hurren P2, Gio P3. Championship leader. I'm hoping not to get involved in any incidents in this race, as he'll want to keep his championship lead intact. The racing ball has gone of Jamaican Jam, and he's actually caught Ryan Hurren napping there. 6/10 gap already, so he will remain in the lead into 10-1. Fighting behind, Josh Richards has overtaken Stan, so he's up into P4 now in the fight for the win. Initiate is overtaking Crossfrog. BPA overtaking G-Force. Let's go to Josh Richards, who is behind of Gio, and Gio looked for it then, but didn't go for it. Stan has lost his position to his teammate, Kelly Canal. And there's been an incident involving G-Force, because G-Force is in the runoff. So I wonder how he got there. He'll be hoping for another safety car to get him back into this race. Josh Richards, will he go for it? No, he's going to stay behind the McLaren driver, behind the championship leader. BPA has overtaken Stan. Stan is falling down the pack heavily here. Starry and Yeet going side by side into the castle. And Taylor may have been involved in an incident there. Starry's into the wall. Did he get damaged? I don't know. Crossfrog is ghosting through him, and he's ahead. Taylor P9, RP P8. Let's go back to the front of this field. Ryan Hurren, 2/10 back, will surely get the move done on Jamaican Jam. But Gio will also be looking to get the move done. Will it become 3 abreast? Down into turn 1. Ryan Hurren on the right. Gio on the left. Gio's only going for it on the Sauber. Actually, they didn't get past Jamaican Jam, so Jamaican Jam has stayed ahead, and Gio has got ahead of Ryan Hurren. Now, can he use the DRS and get past the Racing Bull? Can Josh Richards get past Ryan Hurren here? Will there be an incident? He's going to also almost went for it on Gio, but stays behind, and he is ahead of Ryan Hurren. Ryan Hurren is falling down the field. To 3/10 is the gap between Gio and Jamaican Jam. Jamaican Jam is on the used tyres. He did start the race on them hard compound of tyres, so he should get overtaken pretty easily. You would think they would wait till the main straight, but Gio has got the run, and Gio's going to go for it down the inside of the King, and Josh Richards gets ahead. Now Josh Richards isn't going to go down the inside. He's going to stay behind and wait for the main straight, and Josh Richards should, by the end of this lap, by the start of next lap, be leading this race. 2/10 is the gap. It's going to take him 10 laps to get from P14 to P1, albeit with a safety car to help him. DRS open. Down the inside. And Josh Richards is in the lead of the Baku, Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Ryan Hurren has overtaken Gio. No battling behind. And Josh Richards is already pulling a 1 second gap. So Ryan Hurren is going to have to overtake now or never. Now or his race might be over for the win. And he doesn't get ahead. So Josh can now just pull the gap. And probably sail away with this one. This would mean, would help Gio in the championship with Josh winning this one. Ryan Hurren going to go for it here on the Racing Bull. Doesn't get the move done, but it was a confusing place to go. Now Gio is going to go around the outside, but he's going to back out. Be smart there from the McLaren driver. BPA is P6, but he doesn't have a 10-second time penalty that he will have to serve at his next pit stop. 3 seconds already is the gap between Josh Richards and Jamaican Jam. And Gio got a bit of a slide there. So now Kelly Canal is pressuring him. And Gio could lose the DRS, but maybe not. Nah, he's going to be fine. Now Ryan Hurren needs to get past because he's lost 4 seconds to Josh Richards being stuck behind the Racing Bull driver. He's going to go for it. And there's no DRS chicken allowed. I don't know if he got the DRS. I think he did. As Jamaican Jam pulls into pits now. Will Gio go for it on Ryan Hurren? He was thinking about it, but the McLaren driver decides to stay behind. The MKO also enters the pit lane, and he gets a 10-second time penalty. Now Gio with the DRS. Will he go for it on the Sauber driver? No, he will not. Kelly Canal spot to lose the DRS to the Sauber and McLaren. To Starry. Coming around the first corner. Now Alfie's going to go down the inside of Stan. Now around the outside. And Taylor is going to follow him through. So they're both up into P6 and P7 respectively. Stan actually puts in a wall. Does get a bit of damage, but doesn't bring out a safety car. And he's going to drop to P11. Matt James, everybody, is in the points. Maybe he can score points at this race. Gio 5 tenths now back from Ryan Hurren. Will that be enough for him to get the move done? Stand with the wind damage does get overtaken by the Racing Bull of Jeffrey Nasty. Now Ryan Hurren and Gio. Gio with the DRS. Taylor does get past Alfie. And Alfie just gets DRS to re-overtake him. So I don't know if there was a bit of DRS chicken there. Initiates, it's going to also help Initiate get past. No, it won't. Initiate stays P8. And I hit something into the wall, but didn't see anything. Maybe that was just a glitch. Stan has pit. Probably onto another set of hards till the end of the race. Gio still remains P3, and it's 4.5 seconds between the race leader, Josh Richards, and his nearest competitor, Ryan Hurren in P2. BPA P5 here. However, he does have the 10-second time penalty. And there is a train behind the Aston Martin driver. Gio 6 tenths back. 7 tenths now. We'll be pulling the gap. And Josh Richards will be hoping for no safety car now, as he will just want to coast his way to the finish line and make it a dominant win. And I think I spoke too soon because Jeffrey Nasty was not the one who caused the yellow flag, I don't think. Oh, he was the one who caused the yellow flag. He's got wind damage, but no safety car in for that occasion. BPA 2 tenths back from Cali Canal for P4 on the track. However, with BPA's 10-second time penalty, it'll just be easy for Cali Canal to re-get him after pit stops. And BPA is going to actually stay behind the Alpine driver, so no overtake the Mercedes, and maybe that's because he's waiting for the second lot of DRS. Needs a good exit, but doesn't get that good of an exit. Can he gain 4 tenths with the DRS? He isn't gaining that much. And doesn't gain at all, to be honest, with the DRS. So, this shows to me that Cali Canal is using lower wings. Jeffrey Nasty into the pit lane to change his wing. And onto the medium tyres to go to the end of the race. Initiate having a bat and has overtaken Alfie. Taylor's up into P6. Cross for P9 in the points here. Josh Richards pulling away a bit at a time. The gap probably would be lower if Ryan Hurren didn't get stuck behind Jamaican Jam, who is now P11 in this race. And he's looking to get past the Haas driver of Matt James, and does get past him on the exit. So don't even have to wait for the DRS from the Haas driver. The Racing Bulls is back up into the points after not pitting under the safety car. 1.3 seconds between Gio and Ryan Hurren, so no DRS on this occasion for McLaren driver. However, there is DRS for the Mercedes of BPA. 6 tenths. But he just isn't gaining with the DRS enough to be able to think about an overtake on the Alpine. As Alfie pits, is that for a wing change? We'll have a look. Of course we'll have a look. Is that softs? No, that's mediums. And no wing change, so that is him pitting to the end and is not releasing. Oh, that was just a bit of lag. That's my bad. And his teammate gets him on the exit. So Alfie down into P12, and we're hoping to gain the 6 seconds on Matt James to put him back into the points. And will he get past his teammate before it even for the main straight? G-Force, not G-Force. Taylor 8 tenths back from the from the Mercedes of BPA. So he has gained a lot here. And if he overtakes these two drivers, he will be up to P4 and could be in the fight for the podium if there is another safety car or something of similar nature. Something to help him later on in the race. 6 tenths is the gap. 5 tenths now. It's going to have the DRS. It's going to go down the inside of BPA, and that's a move up into P5. However, BPA isn't letting it up. And a bit of a squeeze there, and there's contact. And is there damage for the Mercedes? Yes. For the Ferrari, no. I think there is damage. It looks like the end plate's missing from BPA's car, and I would be right when saying that. And it looks like both end plates are missing. Unless it's just camouflaged. Both end plates do look to be missing from the Mercedes driver. So he's going to have to wait for round 2, and there is a left end plate missing on the Ferrari as well. Don't know where he got that damage from. Initiate is having a battle here with Steve MKO. He's going to rally outside, and that was an easy overtake for the Mercedes driver. And there's even more contact between the Ferrari and Mercedes. We're not playing football, we're not playing a contact sport, yeah, we're driving race cars. Matt James has been overtaken by Yeet and Two Starry. So Yeet's up into P9, Two Starry into P10, Matt James back down to P11. But let's go back on board with Taylor Dewhurst and BPA. So going to Taylor Dewhurst with the DRS. Gio has DNF'd, and that will bring out a safety car. So the championship leader is out of this race. And let's see. I don't think I'll be able to see where he is actually, so that's not that good. And Jeffrey Nassi's got a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. So that's unfortunate for him. But the championship leader out of this race, which does mean this helps Ryan Horan a lot here. Because if Ryan Horan gets as high as P6, he will lead the championship after today's race. And it looks like a comfortable P2 for him. However, this does mean that all drivers can pit, regroup, and get to the end on the tyres that they do pit to. But this race was getting a bit dull, so this safety car is going to spice it up a bit. Whether Yeet did pit a few laps before the safety car, and apparently there was an invisible barrier for Gio, so maybe there was nothing he could do to avoid it. Let's go to the tyres and see what tyres they pit onto. So they're currently on 10 lap old hards. I would guess they would go to another set of hards if they pit the harder allocation. However, if the pit's balanced, they'd go for another set of mediums. So into the pit lane they come. Make sure not to speed, because that would be something stupid to do under the safety car when you're under no pressure. For Josh, it's the hards. For Ryan, it's most likely the hards. The hards, Cali Canal. the mediums, BPA, changing his wing, smart, 7 is 10 second, and putting on the mediums. Yeets up into P3. Taylor onto the mediums. BPA still waiting for his car to be serviced. Changes his wing and now gets released and will probably come out in the P9 position. Unless Two-Star gets an excellent 10-1, which he will not. So after pit stops, the grid is as follows. Josh Richards leading the pack on the hards. Ryan Hurren, the second of 4 drivers currently on the hards in P2. Alfie, P3 on 3 lap old mediums. Cali Canal, P4 on 0 lap old mediums. Taylor, P5 on 0 lap old mediums. Jamaican Jam, P6 on 1 lap old mediums. Initiate, P7 on 2 lap old mediums. Crossfrog, P8 on 1 lap old hards. BPA, P9 on 0 lap old mediums. True Starry, P10 on 4 lap old hards. Jeffrey Nasty, P11 on 4 lap old mediums. Stan in P12 on 1 lap old mediums. SteamKO on softs in P13 that are 1 lap old. Matt James, P14 on 1 lap old mediums. And GeForce, P15 on 1 lap old mediums. The 2 DNFs are Tommy Uploads and Tottenham Hotspur FC Geo, which means we have 15 drivers still racing, which is a number higher than what I was expecting. And one of them is the championship leader. So that happened. There's going to be around about 7 or 8 laps of racing when they cross the line. Josh Richards weaving them tyres, trying to get some heat into him. And I wouldn't be surprised if the safety car comes in into lap 19 based on where the Ferrari is currently located. BPA getting involved in a tussle with Crossfrog under the safety car. They shouldn't even be going side by side under the safety car, but I know how easy it is to lose concentration and hit the back of a driver under the safety car because I've experienced. So, Baku. Street circuit. Street circuits aren't that easy to master. Especially with this section right here, the castle section. One of the trickiest sections. However, it does have the longest straight, which is the easiest thing ever. So, it must not be that easy. And we're just going to be waiting for GeForce to catch the pack before the safety car comes in. So the safety car will be coming in at the end of lap 19, would be my guess. Which means we will have 7 laps of racing, because we'll have 20 to 20, end of 26. So 6 laps to determine the winner. And the latest the safety car can come out, I think, is lap 23. So if there's another crash, who knows? We could have one last safety car to turn it up and people on soft tyres for a sprint. Well, this is basically a sprint because there's going to be 7 laps of racing. Matt James leaving the session. It's good if that happened under the safety car this time, because that means he'll be able to rejoin and not lose a thing. Let's see who has gained the most positions on this one. So Josh, 13 positions. However, Yi has gained 14 positions and up into P3. And this safety car will help him get these mediums to the end. Matt James rejoins the session. To his star, he hasn't had the best of times though. Down in P10 on 8 lap old. Losing 8 positions. So whilst One Aston's doing extremely well in this race, his teammate is down the pack. Josh Richards coming into reserve this race, trying to disrupt the championship fight, and if he wins this race, I would say job successful by the stand-in Red Bull driver. And who knows, if he does win this race, maybe he'll turn up more often. But I do know, due to work commitments, that may not be the case. So, safety car in the end of this lap, with Josh Richards leading the pack, is the championship runner-up currently, P2. And if he finishes where he is, he will be leading the championship after today's race. So let's see. This is the first safety car Josh Richards has led in this race. The first safety car was led by the current runner in P6 of Jamaican Jam. BPA's got his 10-second cleared now, so he'll be able to push on. Josh Richards hasn't gone yet. And he's going to be waiting very long here. Hoping people's tyres cool down. And what a sight that is. 15 cars in one picture. And the Red Bull driver, he's not gone yet. And there's a crash between the Talbot and BPA. And BPA's got 10 seconds again for it. So that'll probably get reported to the shoot. And Josh Richards still hasn't gone. Until now. The latest he can go. So he's in P1. P2, Ryan Hurren. Initiate. P8. Going for the move on Jamaican Jam. Who's going for it on BPA. And BPA is losing positions, but he's stuck inside of the V car, the racing bull. And it's now got out of him. As G-Force is in the wall again. But that didn't bring out a safety car. Stan up into P10. Getting past the Sauber driver. But I guess he got involved in an incident and he's letting back past. Josh pulling the gap here. 8/10 the gap so far. LP P3. He's dropping back from Brian Hurren. Kelly Canal P4. And Kelly Canal goes wide. Taylor going to try and go side by side, but backs out sensibly from the Ferrari driver. He's going to probably wait for the main straight. And Crossfrog is in the barrier, and it's another safety car. So, like I said earlier, the safety cars add up. And luckily for him, he didn't DNF, so he can go soft to the end. However, I don't think the softs will make it. So I think they should just stay out. All drivers should stay out. Unless you got damage, of course, or a penalty in BPA's case. So BPA could pit and service 10 seconds. However, if every driver does pit, because Matt James is disconnected, his car will stay out and lead the race. And Josh Jukes, Ryan Jukes, everyone's getting juked. Juke. And no one is pitting. The Alpine's pitting of Stan, so Stan's going to risk it. CMK's going to risk it, and Matt James' AI is actually going to pit. Crossbrook is going to risk it, but I think he had damage, so he kind of had to. G-Force is going to risk it, and I think Jeffrey Nasty will stay out, even though he does have a penalty. And it's a drive-through penalty, so he might get disqualified here for not serving it, due to how this game works. So I guess we'll see and find out. Josh Richards leading the way. The drivers that did pit went onto the soft tyres. So we'll see how they push forward. G-Force got a 10-second penalty for crossing the pit lane exit white line, which means he has done that twice in this race, because the first time you get a warning, the second time you get a 10-second time penalty. So he would have got a 10-second time penalty because it's the second time he's done it. So that probably means his race is over. So the safety car will probably come in at the end of the end of lap 23, I would guess. Maybe the end of lap 22 if the Ferrari does stay out. Or if the Ferrari pits, then the service 10 second, then it could be at the end of 23. Sorry, excuse me. So not many changes happened, I don't think. At least not for the top three. The top three remains the same. Josh Richards, Reinhardt and Alfie. I wonder if Alfie will... Not Alfie. I wonder if Josh Richards will leave it as late as he did last time on this occasion, or if he will go earlier to try and shock Ryan Hurren. Lap 22 of 26 in this Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And we'll see what G-Force does do. And he is going to stay out. So the safety car should be at the end of this lap, which is good because it's more laps of racing and less laps of this boring safety car shenanigans. But this is worst case for Josh Richards right now, because it just means Ryan Hurren keeps on catching, even though he pulls, then Ryan gains because of the safety cars. And you never know. If Ryan gets a great jump on the safety car restart, there could be an incident in turn 1 again. Or there could be an overtake. But if it isn't in this, if it is in at the end of this lap, which it should be, then we're gonna have 4 laps of racing to end this race, and there will be no more safety cars able to come out. There will be safety cars available, but it'll be too late in the race for the safety car to actually come out. G-Force has caught up. So once we get to the sector 3 line, it should say safety car in this lap. So we'll see what happens. Safety car is in this lap, so Josh Richards leading the way again. Will he leave it as late as he did last time? Will Crossfrog get involved in another incident under the safety car? Hopefully not for his sake. Jeffrey Nasty does have to serve his drive-through penalty, so we'll see how it ends up going for him. He could be disqualified. Maybe he had enough laps to do it, I don't know. Josh Richards is waiting. Same camera angle as last time. Same scenario as last time. Except for he has not gone yet. I don't think. No, he hasn't. And he is going to think about it, and go! Safety car has restarted. Josh Richards 4 tenths behind. Ryan Hurren 4 tenths behind. Yeet. P4. Oh, Echo tried to put in his nose down the inside. An incident further back for Jeffrey Nasty. He ends up in the wall, but he does have a drive-through penalty, so he would have ended it at the back anyways. Let's have a look here. Taylor, will he go for it down the inside of the Alpine? No, he will not on this occasion. However, Steve MKO has gotten a crash with Matt James. So this is not good for them too. Jeff Nasty has lost everything, and it's a safety car again. I thought safety cars were able to come out again. It's safety car Grand Prix at the end of this race. I think we'll get 2 laps of racing. I didn't know safety cars could come out this late. That is my apologies, guys. I did say there would be no more safety cars. So, apologies for that one. As Taylor has got past Cali Canal. I don't know how. Now, will they pit the softs, or will they stay out on the hards? On that 23 of 26. The car is waiting for them at 10 to exit. And I think no matter what, we get 2 laps of racing here. So it will come in at the end of lap 24, and we'll have lap 25 and 26 to race. Josh Richards, is he going to juke again? He is going to juke again. Brian Horan's going to follow Josh. Yeat's going to continue going. Kelly Canal's going to continue going. I think everybody's going to continue going, except from, obviously. And that is very late from Matt James. Yeah, I don't know what he was doing there. I don't know why Steve stayed out with his damaged wing. I don't know what he's trying to do here, but he has 0 wing whatsoever. And he stayed out rather than pitting. I mean, it's obviously going to be sauce to these two. Yeah, easy decision for them two. So we're going to have 2 laps, it seems, of racing to the checkered flag. We'll see what happens. Josh Richards still leading the way. Nothing's changed except from Taylor has got his way up to P4, so Taylor could be in the fight for either P3 or P2 here. And where did Taylor start this race? P8, so it's not a bad drive from the Ferrari driver. G-Force and Steve, I don't know what's... Like, Steve's... I don't even know what's happening. And I think it would be better if I don't question what's happening. Now, I think the safety car has to be in at the end of this lap to allow for 2 laps of racing. And if it don't, we have 1 lap of racing, but I think it will be in. So we'll have 2 laps. It will be in. So we have 2 laps of racing. The streets of Azerbaijan. Let's see what happens here. Will he leave it late like he has for the past 2 safety car restarts? I mean, if you do go early, you're at risk of... Has he gone? I don't think so. Josh is disconnected. Now that is going to change a lot in this race. Josh has disconnected. And he's going to pit. Oh my god, Josh has been absolutely done over here. Ryan's P1. Yeet P2. Cali Canal down the inside of Taylor. Jeffrey has been disqualified for ignoring his driver. I don't even know when they was expecting him to save it, so well, that's unfortunate for him. Initiates P7. Josh Richards still in the pit lane. That's very, very unfortunate for the Red Bull driver. 2 laps to go. Cali Canal 4 times back from the Ferrari. Ryan Horan leading this race, and Ryan Horan doesn't win this race now, then it's basically been handed to him, which is absolutely crazy. And this should be an easy overtake for Taylor on the main straight. However, with DRS not being activated until the second straight and the main straight on the final lap, this might not be easier as I think it is. 1.4 seconds a gap to the leader of Ryan Horan. Ryan's gonna come back onto the main track to start the final lap. And it was Josh's race. Absolutely for the entirety of this one. The entirety until the final 2 laps when he disconnects. And now Kelly Canal is going to go for it on Taylor Dewhurst. Jamaican Jam is also going to go for it down the inside. No, he's not. He's going to stay out. And Taylor is going to be P3. Now, will he go for it on Alfie? Down into 10-3. Here we go. Opens up the DRS. Using the ERS. And I think he's going to stay behind. But Jamaican Jam is going to go down the inside of both here. Makes a bit of contact. Stays ahead. Does Taylor. Kelly Canal getting involved in a bit of incidents here. G-Force has spun and G-Force has reset the track, so that'll be 10 seconds for the Ferrari driver. And 1 penalty point. BPA makes a mistake, which means it's Alpine 5-6. Mercedes 7-8. Josh's internet must have died, which is very, very unfortunate for him. 3.5 second lead for the Kick Sauber driver. Taylor Dewhurst also behind the Aston, and all he has to do is wait for the main straight and probably gets P2 here, which could promote into P2 in the championship. But Ryan Hurren somehow, with his championship rival not DNFing, and his race rival disconnecting, he's going to win the Baku Grand Prix. But what's happening behind? It's a battle for P2, and Yeet's going to get P2, Alfie's going to get P2, Echo P3 by 9 1,000ths of a second, Jamaican Jam P4, Kelly Canal P5, Stan P6, Initiate P7, True Starry P8, Crossfrog P9, Steve P10, BPA P11, Josh Richards P12, G-Force P13, and he enters pit lane as well, which means Matt James could get him, and he does. Matt James is going to get him. Ryan Hurren won. So that's a win for the Kick Sauber driver, and that will put him first in the Drivers' Championship. Let's have a look. Cleanest driver was Stan. Must have ticks. And driver of the day for Alfie. Fast slap, Josh Richards. And the race winner, Ryan Hurren. So let's have a look here. Ryan Hurren, P1. Yeet, P2. Echo Taylor, P3. Jamaican Jam, P4. Kelly Canal, P5. Stan, P6. Initiate, P7. True Starry, P8. Not Crossfrog, P9. STMKO, P10. BPA, P11. Josh Richards, P12. Matt James, P13. 14th for G-Force. 15th for Gio for the first DNF car. Tommy Upwards, P16. And Jeffrey Nasty with an unfortunate DSQ for not serving his drive when he had no opportunity to do so. So let's have a look at the calendar for the remainder of this season. So we just had Ryan won Brazil, Gio run. Right, Ryan won Brazil, Gio won Las Vegas, Ryan won Baku. So if the same happens, Gio should win Netherlands, which is a sprint race and is next week. So that would be a good one. Then we have Hungary for round 5, Britain round 6, round 7 Singapore, which is a sprint. Round 8 is Imola, which starts a double header of Italy before we get to round 9 of Monza. Then double sprint header of round 10 around Austria, round 11 Mexico, round 10 Canada, round 13 Saudi Arabia, and round 14 is Abu Dhabi. Well, that's it from me. That was an interesting race and a fun one as well. So the 2 races I commentated this season have been extremely fun. So hopefully that continues next week for the sprint race around Netherlands. And I'll see you guys for that one. Thank you and goodbye.